welcome back to From the Cinema. It's been about a month, Mitchell. Where have we been?
We went to France.
Went to France.
To
he went
see
to France.
some movies.
He went to see some movies. Yes, we saw Lady Bird.
It was a great movie.
We enjoyed it a lot. We definitely I was just really invested the whole time. I never really felt like I was. It was never boring to me.
And that's the thing, especially like with movies like this. I think they're called mumblecores, like those indie movies that are like really dialogue heavy.
I want to go where culture is, like
How
New
in the world
York,
did I raise such a
or at least
snob?
Connecticut or New Hampshire, where writers live in the
Get
woods.
into those schools anyway.
Mom,
And those I feel like tend to sort of drag their feet sometimes. They're like kind of boring a little bit
Depending on their
sometimes.
message,
Yeah.
on what
And this
they're
one
trying to
was
do.
really good at being very dialogue heavy, very indie, and like ostensibly very like slow. But like somehow I always stayed engaged.
There was something to get out of it with like the whole growing up aspect of like she's finishing high school, she's starting to understand like what she wants in her life and how things work and stuff, and like a lot of the same feelings that she's starting to have. You could kind of, even as a 22-year-old now, I could kind of put myself back in like some of those shoes. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember what that was like.
Some of those things I'm still going through.
Oh my
honestly.
god! It says something about us, folks. Right? You know what I mean?
Still in high school.
Right. But yeah, so overall, some points here. I enjoyed the acting here. I think they said dialogue heavy, but I think they worked it well.
Yeah.
This is another film we actually saw this semester too, like with it, and now this one where we have the younger cast kind of stepping up, kind of like rising to the challenge. A lot of times that could be a very hit or miss thing to do. Usually the counting on the miss on the swing there, but
for sure.
they really kind of did it well here too. But I think the actress that really stood out to me was the mom, Laurie Metcalf.
Yeah.
She has a big heart, your mom.
She's warm, but she's also kind of scary.
For sure.
She
was definitely the best. Actually, I think like some of the two boys, if there was like sort of, the movie was great, I'd say overall, and nothing was really that bad, but if there was a fault, it was kind of the two...
Lucas Hedges,
the two children boys. They just weren't...
look at me naming the guy.
Yeah. Actually, I like Lucas Hedges was like he was okay, but I liked him more than the kid in black.
Oh,
Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy, the French kid. Yeah. Dad, you were great.
Good job, Dad.
Good job, Dad.
Thanks for leaving.
Thank you. Oh God. Cinematography. Sam Levi here. I did enjoy the way it was like presented to us. I think that that's another thing too that kept us engaged too. As much as it was happening, but I think the way it was shot kind of kept.
He did a really good job of even though the story was slow. he made he quickened the pace a little bit, so it was more consumable.
Great editing.
Flawless. I barely even noticed the editing.
Exactly.
And that's sort of the that's how you know good editing.
That's how you know notice.
I feel like there were sometimes the tempo and the tone of the movie was a little bit clumsy and awkward.
Yeah.
But I sort of that
worked.
clumsiness and awkwardness was very consumable because the movie was about being sort of clumsy and awkward.
It was clumsy and awkward in a charming way.
Yeah, and so the tone, the way the film was portrayed thematically and tonally was very cohesive, and I like that.
Tied together here, the directing and the writing, because it's the same person here.
Yeah, Greta Gerwig. Great job, Greta Gerwig.
Great.
Round of applause for Greta Gerwig.
Absolutely.
This is her directorial debut before she's co-directed.
So, honestly, because she wrote it herself, I feel like that kind of made it easier for her.
Yeah, and it made me. I think the story also had a lot of autobiographical notes to it for sure, because it was set in 2003, which is at first I was like, that's a weird time.
Yeah, but that's probably her year.
But yeah, exactly. Looking at Greta Gerwig and her age, she would have been around that age at that time. So it's clearly a little bit coming from, and that's great. I think movies that come from the heart tend to be really.
Exactly. That's the fine line you walk when you write. You know what I mean? A lot of people say when you write from the heart, that's how you get the best stories out of it too. So I'd definitely get an 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I would be generous and give it a 9.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 9, knowing that I would probably never give anything a 10. So that's sort of my best rating.
Exactly. That's the best rating you'll ever get from Mitchell.
Yeah, probably. I definitely recommend it to any mothers out there
or
people who have gone through life.
Exactly. So thank you for joining us today in our comeback episode, I guess.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for our next segment here. We got Erblin Nushi on, big guest here. So thank you so much for joining us, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you.
Yeah.
Today we have a very, very special guest with us here, Erblin Nushi here to talk about his new film Bini, and he's actually been well known here for a while. How are you feeling about Bini? What's going through your mind?
I'm scared. It's like a story I've been meaning to tell for a very long time, and it's like my childhood story. So it's like putting it out there for people to see like what you went through as a 6-year-old. I'm very nervous.
Yeah.
It's like I don't realize that like how much people want to see it.
I heard the production of this was incredibly like interesting with the different amounts of things going on here. Tell us a little bit about the whole aspect of that.
We had to go back home to my hometown, Kosovo, and I got 3 students from Mason, Michaela, Logan, and Chris, including our professor, Lisa Thrasher, and we went to Kosovo to film there, so it's like more authentic, and like we're doing it where it actually happened. And we hired all professional crew, professional DP, editor, and everything, and yeah, I didn't go there with the mindset of like it was gonna get this big, and then the media started getting involved because once they learned they were making a film about the war, everybody wanted in.
Wow.
And then like it was just like it literally slipped off my hands and it became like something bigger, and I was like, oh, I don't know, like to me, even though like I've done short films in the past, like this is really like my first professional film to that degree, because like it was just on a different scale and it was crazy, but it was lovely to go back and like bring all the experience that I got from Mason and like learning from my past films to just like put it in. But it was scary because it was a different country, even though it's my own country, but like a different language and all that stuff. It was interesting.
What were like some of the challenges you faced while you're shooting?
Some of the main challenges was the language. And especially, you know, like the producer usually like does all the talking for you and like gets the crew and like alongside the first AD, but there was challenge there because she didn't speak the language.
Right.
And
just to educate me, what is the language of your home
Albanian.
Albanian.
Yeah,
Oh.
we're ethnic Albanians.
Okay.
From Kosovo.
Okay.
We used to be one, and then because of the war, we split, and now we're our own country, Kosovo. Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, so that was a very big challenge because I had to constantly stop and like put a semi-producer hat on and like do all those talks with the other crews. Even though everybody speaks English very well, it is a second language that we teach it in school, but not everyone speaks it fluently, so there was just a little bit of challenge.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It sounds like incredible journey for you personally, the whole thing. What is something you want to bring to people, bring the message like to the world about this type of film?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it is a personal story, and like it's something that I experienced. The film is about a 6-year-old who experienced war and becoming a refugee the day that him and his family get kicked out of their home, pretty much, and taken to a different country. And I wanted to share that experience with the world, but not only just so that I can share my own experience, but also start a conversation. Right now, it's very timely because of like the whole refugee crisis and everything going on in other countries. And I just wanted to add into the conversation that this happened in our country too. And a lot of people surprisingly don't even know about the war in Kosovo or the Kosovo itself. So I wanted to help put Kosovo in the map a little bit more and start that conversation about the war and like the problems of becoming a refugee.
Oh, for sure. I think a lot of families can relate to that all over the world.
Well, do you want to give us like a rundown of just like a sort of a synopsis of what it's about? Just give us a little hint.
Or you know,
Or not, if you want to keep everything secret, you totally can too.
No,
but
come next week and see it. Find for yourself.
Spoiler-free synopsis.
Yeah, so I'll give you the generics. So it's about a 6-year-old who all he cares about is this little piece of candy, and then he realizes by the events that happen in the film that, you know, his family might be a little bit more important than a piece of candy that he might, you know,
maybe
lose.
Who knows?
You know?
Who knows?
Yeah, so it's it's a coming of age story, and like him becoming from a little innocent boy to like a young adult and understanding that there's more important things in the world than candy.
Right.
And it's something that I said also about the war. It's like usually like war in a sense is like grown-ups wanting something really badly, and I wanted to compare that by children's innocence of wanting candy so badly that they could do anything. Just live life and like share the world. It's for all of us. It's not just this is mine, this is yours, and stuff like that. But
So don't do war.
Don't
Is
do war.
the
Don't
general-
do war. Don't do
war.
Eat
That's the lesson of today.
Candy and don't do war.
That's an amazing story, man. Lastly, here for you, what are you? You're graduating here. It's a big time for you, buddy. We're all excited for you. So where do we go next with Erblin Nushi?
Oscars, I think.
Oscars, I think.
I hope.
Sunday.
Speaking of Oscars, I was very lucky to have actors that were in an Oscar-nominated film. The first one from Kosovo called Shock.
Right.
That was a very big thing for my country to finally go to the Oscars, and like it already started a conversation about the country and about the war. So like my film was just an addition to that and keep the conversation going.
Absolutely.
So we hope to do the same with my film. I mean, Oscars would be nice.
It would be nice.
But I've already applied to the big festivals like Sundance, Berlin Holiday, Tribeca, South by Southwest. All those down the line. We're waiting to hear back.
Do you know when you do? How long is? When you start hearing back?
In January.
Right.
I want people to see the film and like take his message and like, know about the country, and I think that's what's important for me.
No, for sure, absolutely. Well, thank you, thank you again, thank you, Erblin.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Erblin.
Thank you.
And we're just gonna we have a little trailer for you here, folks. So go ahead and take a look at that, and thank you for joining us today.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Erblin.
Erblin.
It's been Erblin Nushi.
Erblin, yeah.
Çıkarsın dur, mam.
Bob, wala join.
Kërkum babit. Veç për na shetisin pak.
Adrian! Adrian!